Why me? The question is unsolvable is, why am I here? Why me?
Well, it has to happen to someone, you know.
All this fuss over a pound of flesh.
It's not a functional organ after all.
If you don't want children, why do you need a breast?
God moves in mysterious ways.
It's not as if you're married.
It's only a bit of tissue.
Did you ever notice that you had it in the first place?
Put a bit of cotton wool in it.
Don't talk about it here.
If it hadn't have been you, it would have been someone else.
But it is me, and I am here.
And I am here.
And I am here.
And I am. And I am here.
And I am here.
And I am here.
I'm wearing knickers in bed,
You're going to have to get yourself some frillies.
said Doctor, pulling my gown up and the sheets down.
Can you manage that? Ask someone to bring you in some briefs?
Said Sister, putting my gown down and the sheets up. My mother sent me some undies. First class, still in the bag without the bill. The problem of decency under the sheets is resolved. I've got knickers on.
You're going to have to get yourself a nightie and a house coat.
This isn't mine, you've lost mine.
You manage that? Ask some friends to bring you in some in.
I haven't got one. I'm so confused. I don't know whether I mean a house coat, a nightie, or a friend.
Well, what do you wear?
Nothing.
Pardon?
And he is as surprised if I said I went down to the door in my birthday suit. Nothing.
What do you do if someone comes to the front door?
Nothing.
The back.
Nothing.
What?
Nothing!
Oh.
I don't answer. Not that early in the morning.
Miss Bacon. Miss Bacon. Miss Bacon, it's time to wake up.
What time is it?
It's 7.
Because every morning here at 7 they shake me to make me face the day.
Wakey, wakey, Miss Bacon.
And do not allow me to slip back, even into semi-fantasy. I see the shimmer of purple and green sea, nylon with lace billows for the bathroom brush, in case someone rips the sheets from them, shoves a towel under, and lathers. I smell.
No, not at all, you don't.
The nurse, of course, denies it. She has to, but I stink.
We'll get every bit of you as clean as a new bin.
In spite of perfect hygiene techniques, I'm stronger than all the cleanliness put about me, more pungent than mattress disinfectant.
Oh, is this the towel I'm to use?
Yes. Do I smell?
Yes, dear, you are a blue gardenia. Come on.
Sally,
What?
don't
What, Mum?
do that.
I'm washing myself.
Not like that, though.
Like what?
That. If you want to wash your chest, you use the flannel. Put the soap on the flannel and then you use that.
But it's much quicker if you put it on with your hands. It's much better like this.
Sally, don't.
Simon does.
Simon might, but that's different. Ladies don't.
Does that? Does he put it on a flannel first, or does he just put it straight on?
Oh, Sally, don't use that on your face. Not when you've used it there. That's a smelly thing to do. Do I smell?
That will pass.
They say. And
Have another squirt this way. course she smells. The wound is septic. I try not to breathe through my nose and try breathing through my mouth, but I have to keep swallowing more than I should because the saliva is flowing from the ducts of my mouth and drowning my tongue between my jaws. She has an infection in her wound, which will swell with pus and burst.
A spurt. A dab behind the ears and on the wrists, on the neck, behind the knees and between the breasts. Don't.
Come on.
Don't.
Sally.
Don't touch me.
God, you're tense.
Don't touch me.
So, what's wrong?
I don't know. You can't feel anything, can you? Not a lump.
Where?
Here,
There. In your tit.
in my bosom. You know I've got a lump.
You've knocked yourself somewhere.
I know I haven't. I'd remember if I had.
Why?
Come on, it's obvious.
Okay, you're not bruised. You didn't hit yourself hard.
I know I didn't.
Well, if you haven't knocked yourself, there can't be anything.
I don't want to be told there's nothing. I want you to show me that there isn't.
Well, you do it.
Why me?
It's your tit.
I don't know what they're supposed to feel
Well, I
like.
suppose I do.
You bloody well ought to. You're the one who touches them.
I'll go to the doctors in the morning.
Don't
Now, come on.
doctor.
Ask him to film.
God, you're callous.
Get him to examine.
He won't know.
He'll fill hundreds.
But it's not mine, please. I need to know if I've got a lump.
Don't get hysterical.
I need you to tell me.
Okay.
What if I have?
Do you know why it happened? Because frigid women wanted to. There's nothing there.
No?
No.
Are you sure?
There. Phil, there's nothing.
No. Perhaps it's fucking muscular.
As Sally's mother, I watched her growing and changing and becoming a woman. Her body taking on contours. I watched as her body tried to copy my body, just as my body had tried to copy my mother's. And I watched as she began looking in the mirror more closely. Then, Sally?
What, Mum?
Sally, can I come in?
No.
Only quickly, I just want to rest for Simon.
No!
Come on, Sally, why not?
It's engaged.
Why?
I formed.
Nothing to be.
Nothing to prove. Nowhere to go. Nothing to lose. Nothing to be. Nothing to prove. Nowhere to go. Nothing to lose. Nothing to lose.
Doctor, I smell.
Of course. You've got an infection. If you were an animal, you would lick yourself to rid yourself of the smell, thus keeping the wound free from infection. Very crafty, nature. But now we've invented antiseptics. Very clever, men.
In former days, he would have come to me, knowing of my wound, and drawn to it with the same power as a hound on the scent of a fox, but not to tear me to pieces, but to lick me clean.
Or any animal of the flock would come, as ready as the others and as willing with its tongue.
Or I would lick myself alone.
At school, we were taught,
If you prick your finger and get blood on your sewing, the only way to take out the mark is to spit on the finger, a clean finger, and rub the mark with the spittle until it goes.
in needlework, we made cookery aprons and night dresses.
Can you get yourself a nightie?
Said Doctor. It was brushed cotton, pink, with sprigs of yellow flowers.
My mother's still using it for cleaning rags. She's been using it for rags since Sally is not neat appeared on my end of year report. End of term was coming and I was still taking out those tacking stitches because they are far too long and not straight. I gave up domestic arts for language. A surgeon is a man who must like cutting and stitching.
Can I help you? See a doctor?
Yes, name?
Bacon.
As in egg.
Yes.
And the initial?
S.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What's your forename?
Sally.
Is that short for Sarah?
No, it's my name.
And your surname?
Bacon. As an egg.
Bacon as an egg, right, thanks. So I can't seem to find a card for you. You're registered here.
Pardon?
Have you seen a doctor here before?
Here? No.
Well, if you weren't a patient, you should have said. Are you temporary?
What?
Are you in the district temporarily?
How long is temporary?
Will you be in the district for longer than 3 months?
I don't know. Please, can I register?
Well, I'll give you a temporary form to fill in. Is it an emergency?
Emergency?
Well, the doctor doesn't have to see you unless it's an emergency.
I'm not sure.
What are your symptoms?
Are you a nurse?
Well, not trained, but I've picked up a lot of work in here.
I have to see a doctor.
The doctor doesn't have to treat you unless it's an emergency.
But I need to see one.
Then I suggest you find another practice. Look, why don't you just have a couple of aspirins in a day in bed? You don't need a sick note for a day.
I don't want a sick note. I want a proper physical examination.
Well, the doctors here really are very busy people. I wouldn't bother them unless it's an emergency.
Where do I find another doctor? Where do you recommend?
Well, the doctors here are very good.
Where do I find another surgery?
How did you find this one?
I looked at the doors until I came across it.
Then I suggest you do the same again. No, I don't know what to do. You know what to do. I don't know what to do. You do.
No, I don't know what to do. Do you know what to do? I don't know what to do. You don't, do you?
I mean, that's real rejection for you, Simon.
Well, try another doctor.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Well, I think something's wrong.
Do you know what? I can't bloody be bothered.
How do you feel?
Simon, I feel fine, but I think I can feel a lump.
Well, ask Mum what she thinks.
No, she'll just say, oh, it's the fibres in your bust collapsing because you don't wear a bra.
They say you need uplift.
What? Who does? What? Who?
Every bra ad you ever see.
Anyway, I've been wearing mine for the past 2 weeks, even in bed, in case it made any difference, and it's still there.
Maybe you've just not got the right sort.
How come you're such a bloody expert?
I read the bra ads.
You? Do you read the bra ads, or do you look at the bras?
What's in a bra?
Oh, I can't think about doing that, Simon. He said it's because I was frigid, that I wanted something wrong, an excuse. It's that women can have psychosomatic pregnancies or something.
More believable than breast lumps.
What if it is? Simon, what if I have got cancer?
You need to be at least 40 to get it.
No, I read you can get it when you're younger too.
But your chances are still pretty remote.
Well, how remote?
As winning the pools or something.
Yeah, well, people do win though, don't they?
Yeah, but they ain't likely to be you, are they?
No. No, I suppose not.
I must increase my bust. I must increase my bust. I must increase my bust. I must.
It's a bit exhausting.
It's worth it.
It better be.
Oh, it really is.
How many times do you have to do it?
Millions.
I'll be worn out.
Don't you want to grow?
Yes.
Then you have to do it. You have to do it millions of times for every inch.
But if I want 6 inches pictures, I have to do like 6 million.
Yeah, but the results are amazing. I must increase my bust. I must increase my bust.
I've only done about 20.
You have to do 500,000 before it shows.
Oh gosh.
And you can't lie on them in bed in the night in between.
Why not?
They get squashed in.
Do they?
They get squashed right in.
Then what happens?
I don't know.
Do they come out again?
No, they get ingrown like toenails.
How horrible.
And you want to make sure you have plenty of pillows to sleep on in the night.
Well, you can't do that.
Why?
Because it makes your mouth come open when you're sleeping.
What difference does that make?
Gives you double chins.
You already got those.
I haven't.
I've done nearly 3,000 this week, which means I can get a bra first.
I must increase my bust. 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 I must increase my bust.
I can feel my groin already.
Can you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so can I.
I must increase my bust.
Miss Bacon! I could hear them calling me as I made my way back from the theatre. Sally! I could hear them calling as my hands swished through the thick grass. Sally! Swished as I walked, and I felt like they couldn't see my head above the thick green hay and scarlet poppies. Sally, go and call the cattle home. Call the cattle home. Call the cattle home. Across the sands of Dee. The western wind was wild and black with foam, and all alone went she. I could hear them calling me. I wouldn't open my eyes. Miss Bacon! Sally! Miss Bacon! Every morning here at 7, they shake me to make me face the day.
Wakey, wakey, Miss Bacon.
And do not allow me to slip back,
Open your eyes.
even to a semi-fantasy.
That's a good girl.
I see a shimmer of purple and green sea, and I realise that I am alive. And in this moment of great elation, I just wanted to jump on my bed and shout, I am alive! I will open my eyes.
I'm sorry, but they've had to take him.
What?
They're sorry, but they've had to take it off.
No,
It's okay. It's gone to make you better. It was a malignant tumour.
it's all gone.
Yes.
They didn't leave any. But I'm all right.
Right as rain. Would you like something to send you back to sleep?
They said,
You will feel some discomfort, perhaps a sense of loss, but that will pass.
and it's all gone. There's nothing there.
Yes. That's why you can't feel anything. There's nothing there. Now, you go back to sleep. That's it. That's it.
I close my eyes, but there are no colours. No one tells me what they've done with it. Whether it collapsed in on itself to be accommodated, nipple upwards in one of those dishes, silver and shaped like a kidney. Or whether they just left it on some convenient surface with its nature of pink blancmange with a cherry on top. Sally.
Sally no longer calls the cattle home. Calls the cattle home. Calls the cattle home. Across the sands of Dee. The western wind was wild and dank with foam, and all alone went she.
Yes.
I've a lump.
Where?
Here.
There?
Yes. I've a lump.
Where?
Here.
There.
Yes. I've a lump.
Where?
Here.
There?
Yes. I've a lump.
Here.
There.
Where?
Here.
There.
Where?
There?
I've...
A lump. Where?
There.
Here!
It's still there.
No, it isn't, love. That's just the bandages and the strapping.
Are you sure?
I promise you will be able to have a look once the bandages are off.
I don't want to.
Well, you'll have to look sometime.
I don't.
If you look at it while it's really nasty, it will look that much nicer when it's healed.
Is it horrid?
I expect it's a little bit messy, just at the moment.
I never want to look at it.
You will, in time. I find it really hard to nurse these women. It reminds me of my mother and sisters and what it would be like if it was me who was lying there. For all I feel is pity and sorrow. For these women I feel guilty for. I wonder if it will ever be me.
Nothing to be, nothing to prove, nowhere to go, nothing to lose,
Nothing to be. Nothing to prove. Nowhere to go. Nothing to lose. Nothing to lose.
I'm worried for Sally, my daughter. I want to help. Sally, if there's anything,
My father has found a time for us to be alone.
anything,
And I noticed that my father was growing old.
tell me.
And I think, perhaps I've always been close to this man, who turned his coins over in his pocket.
Do you want it done privately?
I was uneasy when my father said,
I can pay for you.
I said, Dad, and let him continue.
We can afford it. Would you feel better if we did that?
The subject is so awkward I can say nothing about it.
You get it done at once.
They do it as quickly as they can, Dad.
Can you be sure?
They do, Dad.
I suppose so. You'd get good nursing.
It's okay, Dad.
And privacy, you might want to be private. There are advantages.
I know. Matching cups and saucers, not being woken up in the mornings, being able to have coffee at tea time, and being able to sleep with flowers in my room
It's
at
the
night.
treatment you get.
The surgeon you had used to operate at the general in the mornings.
Let me help.
They're expecting me at the general.
I can change that.
No. Dad, I need to be with other women. I didn't want Simon to tell you. A cyst isn't serious.
Are they
Dad.
sure it's a cyst?
No.
Life isn't fair.
No.
Now look at this strange woman who sits with her eyes on the road. It's dark. And I watch my daughter, who'll not look, but stares at the road and knows I'm watching her.
I rang my father later in the evening.
I found my daughter that night. Flat door shut behind her, keys in her bag. She put her case in the boot, sat in the car, we didn't touch each other. And she said,
Will Mum make me cocoa?
On paper, Sally's breasts are minutely complicated. Their components interlace like a clump of trees on the skyline before the dawn. Blue, blues, bluish. The first time I saw a mammogram, I was astonished that women look like that inside.
I look at the dark.
In one, there is a dark shadow, like the moon behind thick clouds.
Oh, Zoe. I am a friend. Because I am a friend, I went to Sainsbury's to buy fruit. I was going to buy chocolate, but if I, Zoe, am expected to share, I had rather be indulged in grapes. I wanted the tiny seedless ones, or the little black ones. I noticed some had fallen off the stem and crushed. Always select. I'm sorry. I wouldn't recognise it. What? My boob. I wouldn't know it was mine, I wouldn't. Look, you just have a good cry about it. Afterwards you'll feel better. Why do people keep telling me I'll feel better after crying about it? You always do. Well, I've cried loads, and every time I think, oh, that's it, it's all in now, but it's not. Look, you just cry about it. Zoe, although not my closest or most amusing friend, she is my oldest, and she's the most flat-chested. What are you doing? What's it look like? I don't know.
I bet you do.
They're your socks.
Yeah?
Why have you put knots in your socks?
I'm making nipples.
Really?
Yeah? When I get knotted right? Yeah, see?
They're too big.
Fuck off, how would you know?
Nobody looks like that.
Well, ladies with real bosoms do.
They don't.
do. How would you know anyway?
My mum's doesn't.
Well, have you ever seen your mum's?
Yeah.
When have you seen your mum's tits?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Often.
Often. What, lots?
Well, lots. Hers aren't like that.
Well, she doesn't have real ones then, does she?
Zoe was the only one of my friends who ever had the style to venture out with nipples. I had never seen my mother's breasts.
Next, please. Yes.
I've got a lump in my breast.
Are you premenstrual?
No.
Any pain?
No. Why?
Well, pain would usually mean it was mastitis.
Will you examine me?
Of course. Which breast?
My left one.
Whereabouts?
There. Can you feel it?
I see.
It's not the same as the other one, is it?
No, I'm afraid I don't think it is.
It's a lump?
It's probably just a cyst.
That's what everybody says.
Everybody?
People, when I tell them I've got a lump.
Now, when I go to people, I'll not seek proper medical advice.
I have, but no one's taken me seriously, and now I'm frightened.
You are, aren't you?
Wouldn't you be?
Well, in your situation, yes, I probably would be too. How long has it been bothering you?
I don't know.
You must have some idea.
I first think I found it about 4 months ago.
And has it increased in size since then?
I don't know, I didn't think it had.
Wishful thinking?
Everyone said that it was mastitis or nothing, that I was going through a bad time and imagining it.
And you took their word for it.
I thought they'd find it at FPA.
Well, to be honest, I probably wouldn't have found it if you hadn't pinpointed it so accurately.
Then I am right.
Well, let's let the dog see the rabbit, shall we?
What?
We'll shine a bright light through it. Anything hollow, like a fluid-filled cyst, will show up as a shadow and we can aspirate. I'm afraid that was pretty solid.
More serious.
Well, not necessarily. We just have to look further into it.
Operate on it.
My jokes aren't that bad. No, at the very worst, we'll have to biopsy it.
Biopsy?
We'll remove a small piece of tissue for examination, but that's pretty unlikely. I'm going to send you up to outpatients for a mammogram.
A what?
A mammogram. It's a technique of x-raying the breast, only the print comes out on paper, not on film.
What's it called?
The technique? A mammogram. Don't worry, it's perfectly painless. I'll get you an appointment made as soon as possible.
Thank you.
I have a scene where a lover comes to me in tears and buries his face in between my breasts and cries.
I am an ex-lover. Because I'm an ex-lover and therefore no longer care about her putting on weight or having to secure her jeans with safety pins, I brought chocolates. Because I'm an ex-lover and not quite a friend, I brought a box of chocolates without a ribbon and not soft centres. Choosing from a shop which grades its goodies towards the ceiling and in a state of financial cutback, I chose from the level just above the jelly fruits. She looks ghastly, and I ask her if she's okay.
Because he is my ex-lover, I'm a little bit embarrassed by him seeing me like this. So I remember to smile, I say I'm fine, and I ask him how he is.
I tell her I'm well, and she's looking good.
I tell him I'm feeling a lot better than I thought I would be, and isn't it a lovely day?
I tell her it's colder than it looks, and I'm sorry I didn't bring her flowers.
I tell him it's a bad year for cut flowers, but chocolates he shouldn't have. How lovely.
I tell her it's a pleasure.
I tell him I'll get fat.
I tell her I expect the food here is dreadful.
I tell him it's really not that bad.
I tell her that...
I tell him that...
I tell her...
I tell him...
I tell...
I tell...
I... I kiss her goodbye when I leave and say nothing about coming again. There were no promises made about seeing each other, and... You know, I don't know why I came, unless it was to see I left a box of chocolates by her bed. I wonder what will become of her.
The first time I look.
Bags. The bags, bags. Bags, I'd be doctor.
Bags, I'd be the nurse.
You're the patient.
Why?
Because I'm the doctor and she's the nurse, so you've got to be.
I don't want to be. Well, you didn't bags, so. I didn't know you had to. Well, that's your fault, not mine, and I've got to be the nurse anyway because I'm the one with the nurse's uniform. Can't we bags again?
No.
Let's do something
We're
different.
doing this. I'm going to do an operation. Yes.
time I look.
I'm going to cut you open and take all the badness out of you.
It's still there. No, love. That's just the strappings and the bandages.
Hello, sliced bacon.
Simon!
It's fine.
How are you, darling?
I'm fine.
Should I leave and come back?
Stays!
Wow. I've brought you this. And I bought you this.
Oh, thanks.
And Simon bought you these. Jelly boobs. How considerate of you.
Is that everything, Simon?
Yeah, I think so.
You forgot the flowers.
Doesn't matter.
I can go back and get them.
No, please. Can you just bring them with you? Come on. Have you got everything you need?
Fine.
I wish you could come home.
Me too. I want to sit in the garden and talk.
No, I don't know what to do.
Do you know what to do? I don't know what to do. You do you?
No, I don't know what to do. Do you know what to do? I don't know what to do. You don't do you.
Just don't know what to do.
Well, you'll have to go back again, Sal.
Again, I do nothing but, and still nobody does anything.
Well, they can't stop you going back as many times as you want.
It's getting to the stage where I daren't show my face anymore.
Sally, it's your body. You have to take yourself more seriously.
I do. They just write out another prescription. Officially, this time it's nerves. I've got the tranquilizers to prove it.
Are you taking them?
No.
Always the same. Look how many times they've fobbed me off with my sis. Oh, give her something, she'll be okay. I mean, have you even had a proper physical examination?
No. That's what I don't understand. I go in and I tell them what's wrong and they just write out another prescription. The last one told me I was imagining it. 4 months. Imagining.
Sally, has it got any bigger since the last time you checked?
I don't know. I daren't check.
Come on, Sally, it's every month. You have to check it every month.
Do you check every month?
Listen, Sal, it's probably nothing serious. Most breast lumps are benign, but you have to make certain.
I'm scared, Flo.
I know. I dread checking. Every month I think, oh God, what if I find another? You know, I have to do it when everyone else is out the house. I always have to look in the mirror first, just in case there's anything obvious, like puckering or the nipple inverting. And my fingers are so tense, I have to make myself touch them. It's like that every month, Sal, it has to be. Those moments of being frightened of your own body. Do you know how to check?
Yes. Like this.
No. You must do it properly. That way you're going to pick up all the natural masses in the breast. Watch, it's like this. With your hand flat and your fingers gently together. In the bath, that's much the best time. That way your hand just glides over the breast because you've got soap on your hands. And your fingers will pick up any lumps that are there. And it's like this. Watch, just 2 sweeps down, and then let your fingers part as they pass over the nipple. See?
It's just so awkward.
No, it's simple and it's quick. How could you forget to do something so simple? I should have offered to check my friend's breasts.
Suddenly, I am certain.
Name?
Bacon.
Forenames?
Sally Deborah.
Age?
29.
Religion?
None.
Next of kin?
Simon Bacon.
Relationship?
Brother.
Because she's asked me to, I'm the one who waits. Sally is my responsibility. I'm the one who must go to the hospital and wait like an expectant father.
Mr. Bacon?
Yes.
You're Miss Bacon's brother.
Yes, you're right.
It was malignant. We've had to take a rest, I'm sorry.
That's what she was afraid of, losing it.
But what's important though is that we've caught the cancer.
Could I see her? I'd like to tell her.
Actually, it's best that we tell her, but you can come this evening.
Yeah,
We'll get back to normal.
thank you. Normal. What is normal after losing a breast? I don't know. What must it feel like? How does she feel? Is it a loss or a change? Is she different? Is there a difference?
Okay?
So, I just sign.
You just sign a normal signature right there, and that just gives us your permission to do the operation.
I sign.
Come on, Dave, mate, chop chop, I need you! Excuse me, love. Love, can I fix the headset?
What?
Headset.
Oh, yes.
Oh, very noisy. Dave! Can you grab me a spirit level and a Phillips? Tap! Hey, you're looking lovely this morning. Hey, gorgeous day, right?
Yeah.
What are you in for?
Check up.
Ah, yeah. Days in bed, nice and cosy, eh? Perhaps a little get checked.
What's wrong with it?
Somebody pulled it out of the wall. Yeah. Got brute strength, some of them in here.
Yeah.
Hey, you weren't the one, were you? Pulled it out?
I've only been here 4 days.
Yeah, I am teasing you, love. Not the kind of pulling you do with a body like that. I like voluptuous women. I gave you one job, Dave. Where's my spirit level? Come on, come!
Me. Why me? Me. Why me? Why me? Why me? Why me?
You banged your breast.
Lack of support?
You're overstressed.
You're on the pill?
Hormones secreting.
Bra wearing's best. Too many cracks. Being bad.
Peep, peep, peep. You're getting bosoms.
I'm not.
Yeah, you are. Girls always do.
I'm not.
They want to have bosoms.
No.
I thought girls wanted them.
I don't.
But you're going to get them anyway.
I won't.
How do you know?
I just won't.
Well, I bet you do.
Bet I don't.
Go on then, bet. You know, when you do get them, you'll look just like Mum.
Will I? Peep. Peep. Peep.
Hello?
Hello?
Sally?
Simon?
Yes?
It's me.
Sally, is something wrong?
Something's terrible.
Okay, I'm listening.
They found a lump. They say it could be
What?
cancer. Son.
What?
Cancer. Don't tell Mum.
Why?
Don't.
It's not a secret I can store up about my sister.
Morning, Simon.
Morning, Mum.
Was that Sally ringing you last night?
Why?
She always phones so late to talk to you.
Yeah.
Well, what did she say?
Nothing.
You were on the phone hours.
She didn't say anything, Mum.
All right. Is she well?
She found a lump. They found a lump in her breast.
Oh, Sally?
Yes.
Oh, Simon.
I was silly about it, Mum. I couldn't think of what to say.
Well, she told me she thought she'd found something. I thought, well, you know, you don't know, do you? What's supposed to be there and what's not? You just don't know.
She said it's probably nothing.
What's going to happen?
She's got to go to the hospital for a biopsy. Mum, she didn't want me to say anything. She was going to write you and Dad a letter.
I want to know!
So I tell my mother, and she tells my father, and we don't talk about it at supper that night. Why Sally?
Why me?
Why my daughter?
I'm not aware of being happy, or content or unhappy. Why me?
As Sally's mother, I watched her growing and changing and becoming a woman. Her body taking on contours. Ooh, ooh, Why can't I have a bra?
Why, Sally?
No one else has got one.
You don't need one.
Yes, I do.
You haven't got it to put in it.
Yes, I have!
I didn't have a bra until I was just 16.
But all my friends have got them!
All of your friends?
Lots of them.
Well, I suppose Zoe has.
Yes.
Zoe's chest is practically hollow.
So if she's got one, then I ought to have one.
You don't have to have everything that Zoe has.
Please, Mum!
You've got vest.
Vests aren't grown up.
I wear a vest.
Yes, you wear a bra under it. I flop about. Look. See me flopping? You've got it to flop. Yes, I have. Flop. Flop, flop.
The only thing you've got to flop is your jumper because you pulled it and stretched it by the sleeve so much.
Please, Mum, I've got to have one.
Why?
Because I've got nipples.
Ladies are born with those.
Yeah, but Zoe says that you've got to cover them up.
Zoe talks a lot of rubbish.
And they give uplift. It says on the packets that they give uplift. Zoe says that if you don't have uplift, they just row until they reach the floor.
I'm not buying you a bra until you need one.
Then I'll ask Dad to buy me one.
Sally, you don't talk to men about things like that. Not if you're old enough to have a bra.
Will you buy me one then?
You won't like it.
Because if you do, then I won't have to ask Dad, will I?
Okay, you win.
You've promised! Maybe I'll make you look nice. I think that I will never again look good because of it. Because if anybody ever says,
You look good.
I will think of this scar, curling across me, buried in my skin, the vivid crest of a knife's gash and a speckling of stitches. Whenever I think I am looking thinner, it will always be with my right shoulder to the mirror. And then I will turn full frontal and see my right breast approaching opulence. Then I will remember this scar, curling across me, marking it was here, my mark of degradation.
and it is just so humiliating and demanding of my attention that I cannot think, even if I forget it, that the fear will ever go away.
Nothing to be, nothing to prove, nowhere to go,
Nothing to lose, nothing to be, nothing to prove, nowhere to go, nothing to lose, nothing to lose.
Simon, would you sleep with a woman without a breast?
I suppose so.
How do you mean you suppose?
I suppose I could.
You could bring yourself to.
It's not a question of bringing yourself to.
So you could?
I would if she turned me on.
Would she still turn you on?
Well, if you gotten that far, I don't suppose it would turn me off.
Would it be the same?
Oh, I don't know.
Think.
I don't suppose it would be different.
Would it be the same?
It's never the same.
Don't you think? If she only had one?
That's not what it's all about.
Isn't it?
What? It's about people, not breasts.
But if it came to it.
It's not the sort of thing you think about.
Never.
I've never thought about it.
I have. Often. Of loving a man who was mutilated because he was. Women can love men who are wrecks. It's traditional.
Women can be loved too.
Can a lover bury his face between a lone breast?
Vasectomy, is it? I can tell by the way you hold your arm.
It's so.
Yeah. Yeah, it will be. Mine was.
Have you had it done?
Twice. I've got secondaries. It's spread. Makes you wonder why they do it, doesn't it? If they don't stop it. They said if nothing happened for about 5 years, they thought I'd be all right. 4.5 years I'd gone.
I'm sorry.
Didn't think it could happen. Not after everything else. Thought if anything else happened, I'd go mad, but I haven't. I go on. He left after the first one. Thought he'd caused it to begin with, being a bit rough with me there, you know. They said he hadn't. Couldn't have the second time. I mean, our marriage wasn't much good before, just worse after. Wonder what me with none.
No one will be able to tell.
I've got 4 boys. They'll think we're a scout group. Oh, God. Yeah, the first time they did a radical. Cut me all the way from here to here. Said it was a shame they didn't catch it sooner. I wasn't to know, was I? Oh, but I knew this time. Oh, yeah. This one's simple. It's much neater.
Mine's a simple. They call it a simple.
Yeah. Might be for them. Not for us, though, is it? Not if you have to explain it. Especially to the kids. First time I told them it had gone to make Mummy better. What am I going to tell them this time? Must be a reason. That's what I keep telling myself, anyway. But I can't see one. Can you?
It just happens.
Sure, I could understand it better if there was a reason. I could try.
You have to be brave.
See, what's being brave? You have it. What else can you do? I don't want to die. I mean, It doesn't frighten me anymore, but I still don't want to. At least not until the kids have... See, that's what frightens me. What happens to them, eh? For them, it's not how you look, is it? It's being there. That's all I want. God, I didn't have time to worry. Not till I came in this place. Just rushing around trying to get everything done. I just wanted to get in here, get it done, get back out there and start looking after them again. I get so tired. Sometimes I think I can't go on. But you do. You get so strong. And if you keep busy, then you don't even have time to think.
I touched myself and searched cancer for 2 minutes out of 35,420 there are in each month of the moon. I spend 5 minutes a day making sure I cross roads properly. More women die of cancer when it spreads into secondaries than are killed each year on the road. More women than all the people I'll ever meet.
Sal? Can I see your tits?
Sign in their bosoms.
Why aren't they tits?
Tits is crude.
Who says tits is crude?
Mum does.
You mean rude.
Crude is nasty in the mood.
What's the difference?
Ask Mum.
Can I see your bosoms then?
No.
Oh, I want to see some real ones!
Why?
Just do.
Well, they're just the same.
They're not.
And how do you know if you've never seen any?
We found this magazine in the park and we had to find all the bits because it was all torn up and it's full of ladies with no clothes on. And I said that I'd ask if I could see yours because I'm the only one who has a sister and if you show them to Terry King then he'll give me his United scarf. Will you, Sally?
No!
Oh, why not?
Oh, that's not very nice.
These ladies haven't got any clothes on.
Not at all.
Here. Sorry, it's all torn up.
I don't look like that.
I didn't think you did. I said you didn't.
Oh, well, that wasn't fair.
You don't.
It's still developing.
I don't think she looks very nice.
No, they don't look real.
Well, yours develop as big as that.
I don't know, you can't tell.
Afterwards, they said,
You will feel some aching and a sense of loss.
I do not go out and buy myself dresses or pamper myself in the bath because I am ashamed. I think of the hospital as warm and safe and the place where I was comforted. You can't tell.
No, and that's only a temporary prosthesis to protect the wound.
I know the second I lay my hand about it, I will cry. Hold me, tie me, please, hold me.
Is that tight enough?
Tie me, please. Tie me.
You're not alone, you know. You do have me. And you have all the other nurses and the doctors. You've got all your family and your friends. You know, there are so many more women who come here more alone than you. And they kick up a fuss here because they know at least the fuss will be listened to here. But those aren't lonely women, they're isolated.
I want to go home.
Oh, of course you do. But we cannot discharge you until you're ready. You'll feel better, you know. Once you're all dressed, more like the real you.
What does she mean by that? More like the real me. I want to be held. Held until the fingers bruise the skin on my arm and until I shake with being held and with holding.
Come on. You're tense, okay?
Don't touch me, please.
I'm sorry.
You mustn't touch me.
Okay, sir.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I prepared speeches for this moment. His fault.
Let me
No.
kiss me.
I have a lover.
Did Sister give you your outpatient's card?
Yes. I can't take this.
I'll take it.
As I stand up, my father holds my coat open for me. I fumble with the buttons, and the nurse has already stripped the bed. And I learn that all mattresses are disinfected, not only those of the dead.
Goodbye. Take care.
Neither she or I know whether or not to shake hands, and I can't remember if there's a protocol. From hospital drama slots, I have a notion that now the closing credits should come upon the screen as we walk towards the entrance and do not look back.
I brought them something.
Hi, Dad.
Yeah, as a present, so thank you.
There are so many. They've been very good to me.
Come on, class is around the corner.
I can't, Dad.
So?
I can't go out there.
Yes, you can. It's just down the steps and round the corner.
They'll look at me.
No, they won't.
They'll all look.
No. I thought you wanted to get out.
They'll all know.
No, they won't, Sally. No.
Everybody's staring at me.
Yes. Why should they have any reason to look at you?
They will.
It's just something you're going to have to get used to.
Can I take your arm? I would like to be dependent. Bosom implies the corporate identity of the mammary glands, corresponding nerves, blood vessels, et al. 2.
I am a mother expecting her daughter home.
I'm a daughter of arriving home.
Sally, darling.
Hello, Mum.
On the outside, there's no sign. And I wonder if my daughter has lost her chances. How's your journey?
Fine, thanks.
I've aired your bed. Do you want me to get in?
No.
Just a little rest.
Mum, I'm not ill.
I know, but half an hour with your feet up, you needn't get in.
She pulls the sheets back, indicating it must be at least half an hour with my feet up, in between the sheets. I've come home because they care.
I am glad to have my daughter home.
She puts my underwear away, but does not comment on it, even though she's not familiar with it as she was when I lived at home and she did my washing, and I liked her too. She puts it away in exactly the same places as she did when I was young. It's the same system as my grandmother's. It's been passed down amongst the women of the family. She sits on my bed as she did when I was a child and slept with the light on in the night and the door open.
My mother said her mother died of a wasting disease.
Was it cancer?
I don't know, we didn't talk about it. Are the risks of having it in the breast higher if it runs in the family, in the mother's line?
They don't say so.
Is it because of me? Is it something in me? Is it my fault? Tell me.
Even if it were known, I could not acknowledge blame on this woman.
It's too close for comfort.
Do you check?
I never have.
Just because you don't check doesn't mean you'll never get it.
Do it for me.
I put my hand on the skin from which it came. I can feel her heart beating under my pulse. At night it's the worst. Sometimes I can't sleep because I'm afraid that I'll be dead when I wake up. And I'm more afraid of that than I am of being chased on a dark night, because I do not want to be a victim without a struggle.
Do you want sympathy?
My boss makes me a coffee and offers me a biscuit.
My wife doesn't eat to compensate. She can't.
He says.
My wife's arms are useless. They didn't catch us in time. She doesn't have any breasts. After they treated her with chemotherapy, she lost her hair.
I have never seen his wife. I know she is a cripple, and we've often discussed, between ourselves and behind his back, whether or not he is still faithful.
You're one of the lucky ones. What have you really lost?
He offers me a biscuit, and I refuse.
Nothing. It is in her bones. She is waiting for the cancer to creep over her and through her until she can't resist it. Until she becomes it. My wife will die of cancer slowly.
The place which is empty aches.
I have to dress my wife in the morning. I have to undress her at night. Soon I won't be able to. And someone else will have to manage. And someone else after that until her body becomes universal.
I am a breast and a lymph node lighter.
It is the faults that weigh you down. Whether she fought because I had admired her body, but I meant it must be complete. She said there is no one to blame. But if there is no one to blame, I cannot understand the unfairness of it. She says she is happy, and is being happy. And I wonder if that is because she is unhappy now. Life has not been big or exciting, but she says she is fulfilled. I cannot bear to see her pulled apart. People are sympathetic. It is my isolation from hope that is drowning me. She wrecked her life trying to keep her body whole. I did not ask her to be beautiful, but just to be there.
And the sun is warm on my thigh.
We sit together in silence and stillness.
A lover.
Outpatients?
Gate 1.
Wait.
Block 2.
Wait.
Floor 4.
Wait.
Room 5.
Wait. Room change.
Room 6.
Patient?
Miss Bacon.
I went into hospital to have a lump taken out of my breast. I woke up and the breast was gone. They'd taken it off, so I knew I had cancer.
Did they tell you about the possibility of losing your breast?
They told me I might.
Did you know that you should be woken up after the biopsy? That you have a legal right to know if the lump is malignant before they remove the breast?
What difference does that make?
It can make the waking less traumatic. You know, you should see about getting a prosthesis done. It should be weighted so that you don't pull round to compensate. It's a lovely scar.
Do you think so?
What? Doesn't stop you wearing a low-cut dress or a bikini or anything.
Going without a bra?
Well, I don't see why not in the future. You know, you ought to see about getting an implant done in the future.
Sorry?
An implant. It's a piece of silicone that they insert under the skin. Gives you a reshaped breast. They can't do lifelike nipples yet, but breast implant techniques really are improving all the time, so who knows?
And I could have it done.
Well, I don't see why not. Unlike a prosthesis to last you a lifetime.
How long will that be?
Your prognosis is good.
5 years? 10? Or am I completely cured?
I don't know. Can't be sure.
The doctor goes to wash her hands.
Cancer is an anarchist in the body, a cell run riot. It is the self-motivated, self-supported growth of tissue.
She washes her hands.
Starts with one single malignant mutant cell.
She's washed her hands.
With cancer, you never know if the war is over or if it is just a long ceasefire.
Cancer is.
No, I don't know what to do. Do you know what to do? I don't know what to do. You do you?
No, I don't know what to do. You know what to do. I don't know what to do. You know, do you?
I don't want to be a victim without a struggle.
Help me. Help me. Help me. Here. Here.
Oh,
Here.
Sally,
Here.
Sally. You're having a dream. A bad dream.
Sorry.
It's alright.
I was running, but I was running away from something, but towards something else.
It's alright.
Could you tell when you looked at me
What?
that I didn't have it?
Well, I thought you did.
Did you?
Well, you expect me to.
Oh, so you just thought that I did?
Well, why should I have thought anything else?
Because it shows.
You can't tell.
It bulges at the side.
You know, when I told my dad, he said, "Wow, that's amazing. It's better than the real thing. Which one is it?"
Did he?
Yeah, he couldn't tell. Could have taken money on it, actually.
Well, what did you tell him for?
So we get my mum to check.
Well, and did she?
I think so.
Oh, well, I'll ring her in the morning and make sure, shall I?
So you don't mind my telling him then?
No, not really.
Then what do you care?
What do you mean?
Well, if he knows, then what matter does it that anyone else does?
You beast.
I love you.
Do you?
Well, the Andersons were very sexy women. Part of their power. Men would swoon and fall at their feet. Walk over.
You make me mad.
Well, that's the sort of woman my father said to go for. One who gets all her bras half price. You can drink champagne on that.
Nice to see you.
How are you feeling?
Are you well?
How are you?
How are you feeling?
Glad you're back.
Where have you been?
We've missed you.
Thought you'd left.
Are you ill?
Really good.
What have they done?
I realise they are glad to have me back. And though I have told my boss what's been done, he has respected me and not told them. I see the cloakroom has been rearranged. The bottom peg left empty for me.
Suddenly, I find I am standing naked in front of a mirror, watching the movements I can make with my body. And I notice that the marking that I thought was livid and red is pale and tired, and has sunk into the skin. And though there is no breast, there is no hole on me, on my skin, which is smooth and moves mysteriously. And I think it is fine and fun to stand here in front of this mirror and feel the air on my skin. Oh, I wonder how it would feel in a breeze. And in the mirror, I touch myself.
She undresses for me for the first time. She doesn't turn out the light as I thought she would. Do I look? Do I turn away? I'm so frightened of being awkward about it. If I look, do I say? If I say, will she take it the wrong way? I don't want to turn away. She takes off her jumper, pulling at the sleeves. A butterfly struggling out of this cocoon. Her bra. For a second, she pauses, intent intent on herself. I look at this woman and her body, and it is sensual.
You're beautiful, now this means war. So close your arms and play dead. You're beautiful.
Sally? Fleur, what are you doing?
I've cleaned them twice this week. It's meant to be good exercise for the muscle in my arm. They wrenched them after they clamped them down for the operation.
Sally, there's something I have to say.
It's okay, Flo.
When Simon rang me and told me you had it done, I thought, well, thank God it wasn't me.
I know.
I was so relieved. I went to the hospital, not to see you, but to get myself checked out.
And they didn't find anything?
No, there was nothing, thank God. Sorry, Sal.
I missed you.
Did you want me to come?
Yes. But when you didn't, I guessed it was because it brought back some memories about your sister.
You came to see me.
So what?
I wanted to, and yeah, I couldn't.
Well, you're here now.
Don't make up for it though, does it?
Well, I would have done the same thing. I remember when I came to see you, I think I looked at you once. I just wanted to see how they'd done it. You were wearing a horrid nightie.
Thanks.
If that's one thing I've got out of all of this, is nighties. I went in with one and I came out with 5. Like all of my relatives sent me them. Yeah. Well, you look well. Bruises in my cheeks and everything.
How are you feeling?
Like a woman with that breast. Numb. But they've all been great though. Your mum's been amazing. She's been supportive and strict and jollying me along all at the same time. Well, you know, Mum. My dad's more discreet about it though. Like he's taken down the mirror in my bathroom so that I can't see myself in the bath anymore. The funny thing is though, like, the more careful they are about it, the more I know I'm being protected.
But you can't be all the time.
I know, and that's why I'm not protected at all. I can't even see myself in the mirror, but I go out and I see all these whole women looking at me, and
you are a whole woman.
Yeah, but they're symmetrical, Fleur, and I'm not, and I'm not going to be either.
Right, come on, we're going out for lunch.
Oh no, I can't.
Who else is taking you?
Well, no one, but
So you can.
I can't, Fleur.
Yes, you can. Pizza and ice cream.
That's bribery.
Yeah.
No.
No one will notice. I know and I can't tell. The only way you'll be able to tell is if you're cleaning windows, and well, we're definitely not going window cleaning.
I don't want to, Fleur.
Sally, listen to me. You need to pull yourself together. Okay, before it's too late, before it gets too worse. There are millions of people out there. Thousands of them are women without breasts. What makes you so exceptional?
They look at me, Fleur. They look at me.
So they don't bump into you. Come on, Sally, come on.
have children?
We do advise against it.
So I can't have children.
I wouldn't put it like that. You're probably as fertile as the next woman.
And why not?
I'm not saying that you mustn't. Ultimately, it's your decision.
But you think it's better if we don't?
Pregnancy produces a hormone reaction in a woman. We don't know how that might affect any cancer cells you may have lying dormant. Maybe there would be no reaction, maybe there would be a reaction, we don't know. So it's up to you to decide.
So I could?
Yes.
And it's my decision?
Yes. And I will give you any facts you need to make that decision.
When do you think they'll find an answer? Something definite?
We don't know. But we're finding new things every day. And we've already given you more time.
Always there are those bad times. Those dark moments when I wonder why I bothered.
And why I didn't just waste away? And what fate has allowed me to continue?
I want to go out while the lights.
But to shine very brightly before the dark.
It is in those little moments when I think,
If they hadn't done a mastectomy, I might not be here.
In having these moments, they might not even happen because I hadn't been there.
Then I think, what does it matter that a breast is not there? Because I am alive.